you've burnt it, so don't go that far. And then and some aroma will come, so we'll all be noticing that. Some aroma will come from that. And that not only makes it more flavoursome, but more digestible as well.
Yeah, because I noticed in Wellington that my body doesn't like gluten, but I had no response to the halava that you cooked there. You just eat it, it was fine.
Wow. That's that divine love in the air there.
I remember him coming over and serving, and he just put it on the poppadoms because they fly off. You know, they were flying off.
Yeah.
So, anyway, mixing it into the food. He goes, no, don't put it on there. Put it on there.
So is the goal for it all to be golden brown?
Slapping it in the middle of the food.
Yeah. Now you should all come and have a look when we've got to the final process. When that's ready, what we're going to do is pour the syrup into these grains, and it's going to absorb it all and it's going to fluff up. But before we do that, we'll get you all to have a look so you see what you're sort of aiming for. Yeah, that's another, so we don't need that anymore. And then...
if you're using carrot, how do you know when it's ready to...
They just all get very soft. Whatever the vegetables you use, they get very soft. And then you just add the sugar, and you can put in cashew nuts in with it and roast that a bit. The last bit, like we can do that here too. Put some walnuts in or something like that, cashew nuts in. Say 5 minutes or so before you finish roasting the semen, add that and roast the nuts a little bit too. So you can always do that as well. Yeah. So with people are gluten intolerant. One guy did some interesting scientific research about that, and he found out people are not so much gluten intolerant, but they're intolerant to an ingredient in the whole process of growing wheat that's there in modern day culture. Do you know what that is? What do they use a lot of in the procedure of growing wheat?
Glyphosate.
Yeah, glyphosate, which is the main ingredient of Roundup. So Roundup is wholesale, used for growing wheat. So from beginning to end. So what he found out was that people are actually their bodies are reacting to all this glyphosate in their bodies. So like that. So it's not actually that we, because people have been having gluten and wheat since the beginning of time, but it's recently people have got allergies to eating wheat, so it's because of the Roundup. That's what he found out. And interestingly also that a lot of people are intolerant to peanuts, right? But what's one of the main things that's involved with that? Yes, same thing. What they do, like in India, they'll grow cotton. So they have to spray the weeds and that while they're growing the cotton. But cotton plants don't like growing in soil that has got a lot of herbicides in it and Roundup and stuff. So they have to take the herbicide residue out of the soil before they can grow the next cotton crop. Guess how they remove the Roundup from the soil?
Oh, God.
They grow peanuts, because peanuts has the ability to suck our wonderful man-made residues out of the soil. And guess what do they do with the peanuts after they've used them to suck Roundup out? They sell them to us, and so many things, and we wonder why we can't have a peanut allergy. So not actually anything wrong with the peanut, not actually anything wrong with the wheat, but it's wrong with the growing process, like that. And then you get back to self-sufficiency. So what are you going to do about that? Okay, I'm not going to eat wheat anymore, I'm not going to eat peanuts anymore, I love those things. No, you just grow it yourself. So, that's what we're trying to do with self-sufficiency. Don't depend on other people, but try to do it yourself.
So if we've got wheat growers in New Zealand that are growing organic wheat, is that...
Good point. So what are we doing? Am I doing that? No, I'm not growing wheat. Actually, a neighbour said he's grown wheat, so it could be done, but I'm just too flat out, I can't do it. So what we do, we buy a 20 kg bag of organic wheat from Canterbury and just get it sent up here. It doesn't cost the earth. and it's a lot cheaper than ending up in the hospital with some wicked disease. You know, so I'd rather spend money on staying healthy than spend money being sick. You know, so you have to spend the money, so it's just how you want to do it. But we don't spend much money on food because we don't buy any vegetables or fruits. So we just buy some grains and a few things like that.
Tin stuff? No? Really? Wow.
Well, if you've got fresh stuff, why need tin stuff? We have tin stuff because we don't have fresh stuff. But if you've got fresh stuff, then no need for tin stuff.
Yep.